Well, hello everybody, my name is Corey and you're watching DeVault Family Living. So today we're going to be reviewing a meat grinder that I happened to find online by accident. We've been in the market for a meat grinder for the last probably 6 to 8 months. We do feed our dog a raw food diet, and unfortunately we didn't have a grinder when we did that, so I've been searching online. Was originally going to get the Weston 22 or the Weston 32 or possibly even one of the Cabela's ones. So one of the requirements I wanted was it to be at least a 1 horsepower, maybe even a 1.5 horsepower motor, so that way it could grind through the bones real easy. And obviously they're a little bit bigger and a little more heavy duty and can chop through almost anything without any issues. So the problem that I ran into was all those grinders are extremely expensive. I think they start at right around $600 or so, and they go on up to $900 or $1,000 even. I just didn't want to spend that much on a grinder to grind up dog food for my dog. So after a bunch of research, I finally decided just to bite the bullet, spend the money, and get the big grinder. We were going to spend the $800 and just get the Weston 22 since it had such great reviews and so many people have praised it for doing raw food and doing bones and stuff like that. I did one final Google search and ended up coming across this unit here, which is a Cosway. Looks like it's an EP24739. It's a 1.5 horsepower motor and had 21 reviews on it, and it all had really good reviews. Only one of them about raw food diet, but it actually was a good review, so I decided to take a chance, spend the $379 and pick it up. So it got to my house for roughly about a week later, and here it is. I already took it out of the box. I'm not a huge fan of unboxing videos. Everybody's seen a box, so you don't need to see that. The box is very heavy duty, and it did come with a bunch of foam, so the thing came with no damage on it, and it was really well packed. So let's get this out of the way here. This thing right here is massive. It weighs, I'm guessing 75 pounds. I'm going to throw the thing on a scale here in a little bit. So if you want a light meat grinder, don't buy this one because it's not nowhere near light. So anyways, this thing came with the grinder itself. It did come with a T-tube here, which is a quick release. It's got a little lever here that's attached to the screw, and it just unscrews like so. And nice little lever built in. That's really a nice feature on this. It did come with 2 cutting blades. They are fully stainless steel and they feel pretty sharp, to be honest. It also came with 2 cutting plates. Here's the 6mm, and it also came with a 8mm cutting plate. And they are both full stainless steel too. And the stainless steel screw cap that goes on the end there, and then the fully stainless steel feed screw. They're all pretty heavy duty. They're all real heavy and nice. Look to be nice quality. It did come with a food plunger here. This thing is pretty cheap. I'm hoping I can find maybe another one. This will work. I ended up taking a knife or a razor blade and cutting off all the little lines on it so you don't cut your hand. It also did come with, it looks like 3 feed tubes for if you're going to do sausage, and it did come with the tray for the top of it as well. So with that, let's go ahead and get a scale and see what this thing weighs. I'm going to go ahead and weigh just the grinder itself, and then I'm going to weigh the grinder with it all together to see what it actually weighs as an assembly here. So give me a minute, I'll get a scale and we'll get you set back up. All right, so we went and robbed the scale out of the bathroom here. It's glass, so hopefully it won't break. It does have rubber feet on the bottom, so I doubt it's going to break it. Let's see. Wow, 38.4 pounds. That's actually lighter than what I thought it was. I'm gonna go ahead and get it all assembled here, and then we'll see what it weighs as an assembly. So let's go ahead and get this thing assembled here. We're gonna start by putting the feed tube, or the T-tube in, screw it down there, and then we're gonna put the feed screw. It does have a little notch on the end here, and then it fits into a keyway in that inside there. Turn it so it fits and locks in. You'll feel it lock in. Let's get one of the blades on here. It goes on the end of the feed screw, and you do want to put the rounded edge towards the meat grinder so the flat edge is against the cutting plate. which is right here. We'll do that, and that does have a notch on the top of it here. And there's also a little keyway on top of this that goes on the end there. And then you put your end plate on and screw it all together. Goes pretty well. And then the top tray. And then we'll throw that in there for the extra weight. So what is this thing gonna weigh? $48.4 pounds. Almost 50 pounds. Man, is this thing heavy. I would suspected it would have been quite a bit heavier than that, but the scale don't lie. So one of the things I did forget to mention earlier, it does come with an owner's manual, which is basically 2 pages. Tells you how to clean it, tells you what to do before the use, gives you some information on jamming, and some cautions. One of the things on here, it says, do not grind hard foods such as bones and nuts. So I hope that's not a pre-warning for what I'm about to run into. Right. So this is the first time I've ever used this. I do know one nice feature about this that I did forget to mention. It does have both forward and reverse. This thing claims to do 550 pounds an hour. I didn't chop up the chicken. Normally for our last grinder, I chopped it up into 2 pieces. These are whole chicken quarters, so we'll see if we can jam them down the tube here and see where we're at. Like I said, first time using it, so I don't know what to expect. Let's turn her on. Now one thing I can tell you, it's a lot quieter than the half horsepower LEM. Let's stick these down there and see what happens. We are using the 8mm the cutting plate. Wow, this thing goes right through them like butter compared to that half horsepower. This is amazing. Pretty much sucks them right in. Looks like it'll be able to pretty much take them as fast as I can feed it. These are slightly frozen, so that amazes me even more. I might have to chop these just to fit them down into the chute here. All right, sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I couldn't stuff a whole one in there. Not that I could with the other one either. I just didn't. I was able to just chop them in half into the legs and just the other sections here. So let's go ahead and continue. Just so you know, this bowl here, I did weigh it out before I start this. Other than this here, it's actually about 10 pounds of chicken. So we're going to see how fast we can get through it as well. Love how quiet this thing is. That's a whole leg right there. This thing is almost effortless. Absolutely amazing. Some of these pieces are pretty big, so we're going to jam them in there anyways and see what it'll actually do. I think if I could feed it faster, it would actually work faster. The bowl might not be big enough. Pretty much sounds effortless. Like I said, this This chicken is kind of semi-frozen, so that should make it even tougher or a little easier. It's hard to say. I know there are a couple of pieces I wish I'd have cut up a little bigger, or a little smaller, but this worked out. And that is the entire 10 pounds in real time. I will tell you what, I'm very, very impressed with this. Absolutely amazing compared to that 1/2 horsepower one. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap this video up. I hope I answered any questions you may have had. If I didn't, please don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. I do answer all my comments as fast as I can. Sometimes it might take me a day or two, but I'll get to your comment eventually. Anyways, that's going to wrap this up. I've already got the thing all cleaned up, and just so you know, it was really easy clean up on it. Everything is all stainless steel on it. That unit has actually shocked the crap out of me, and how good of quality it actually is. Everything's real thick and heavy duty on it, with the exception of the food, the piece you push in the food with. That's a cheap piece of plastic, and the sausage stuffers are a little cheap too, but I'm not going to be doing any sausage stuffing anytime soon. Like I said, mainly this was bought for doing raw food diet for our dog, and if I end up getting a deer during deer season, I might do some ground venison and stuff like that with it. But I'm super impressed with the quality, and for under $400 compared to $800 for the one I was going to buy, I'm super impressed. Hopefully it'll actually last and stay running good as it did this time. So with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a fine day.